And now, prepare your ear holes for penetration as we bring you another great podcast from the Poop Culture Extended Universe.
Before we get started with the podcast, I gotta share with you that the PCEU is running a contest with our sponsor Vault, where I need all my listeners to go to the website or download the app at vault.io/rewind. That's VALT.io/rewind for 2 months of free password and data synchronization using visual aids. And also, it's going to help keep me from spinning the wheel of misfortune, where I could end up sporting a pedo mustache or have a sexy ad written for me on casual encounters, and I got to share all the replies. So get your 2 months of free synchronization and keep me free from spinning the wheel of misfortune by going in and signing up at vault.io/rewind. And now to the show. Hey dudes and dudettes, thanks for tuning into this episode of the Be Kind and Rewind podcast. A podcast chock full of everything that is nostalgic about the 80s, 90s, and more. This episode, we're ripping up our Christmas tree from its roots and igniting the night sky with an unnecessary amount of Christmas lights while Cousin Eddie kidnaps our boss, as I'm joined by my lovely wife, Sara.
Hey guys!
As we sit back and watch the holiday classic National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, starring Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo. So for those of you who are watching along with us, we are at the current Warner Brothers title mark or title scene. So go ahead and get yourself lined up there, and we'll do a countdown of where when we're gonna start, and you can tag along with us and listen to us jabber on. And this is going to be a little bit different of a commentary, and I guess not really too different. It's going to be like those old school pop-up videos we used to watch back in the day. You remember watching those?
Loved the pop-up videos.
The pop-up videos, just random trivia throughout a music video of some sort. So that's basically what you're going to get. I'll talk about some things about the movie, and we'll talk about some of the random trivia that I've come up with and through the onlines. So we'll see. All right, well, all of you who are ready to watch Chevy Chase in National Lampoon's Vacation, we are at the Warner Brothers title card. We're getting ready to press play. So whenever everyone's ready, are you ready?
I'm ready. Are we counting down to 3?
We're going to count down from 3 and everyone will start their movie. So in 3, 2, 1, start. All right, cool. Here we are. We got this... The music that takes us back every time.
First time I've seen that happen.
As we're getting into this intro, which is it's another cartoon intro, late 80s, early 90s classic cartoon intros of like Weekend at Bernie's and a bunch of other movies did this. So they give you plenty of time to get yourself situated. So while this happens, we are going to figure out what makes this movie so special to us. Because Sarah, when you growing up, did your family guys put the DVD in? Or did you guys watch it on TV?
It was pretty much, was it TNT that did this, and then they also did The Christmas Story, I believe. Yep, that's how I watched it. Yep.
It's back to back, or is it? Did you guys the TV version? So you didn't get the full, you didn't know all the jokes that were coming in.
I had no idea. My brothers pretty much just ran the TV screen. I just sat there and watched. So, yeah, no, I didn't have any control over that. I have no idea what source we watched it on. I was just pretty much a witness to all of it and learned to love the movie.
Yeah, I felt like a lot of movies that I watched, I only watched on TV, so I didn't know what the actual version was like until I rented it, or a friend happened to have it later in life. And oh, there's actual different scenes, and this movie's almost different if you don't watch it on TV. So, National Lampoon's Vacation is kind of similar. There's a lot of cursing and jokes that they got taken out because, they want to make it a Christmas family movie when really it's a National Lampoon's Chevy Chase vehicle. So it probably has a mixture of both things that are appropriate and inappropriate. It's for me, my mom won't let us go a Christmas without watching it. We've owned multiple copies because they've either been lost, broken, scratched, and we won't upgrade from DVD. We haven't gone Blu-ray. I've had VHS and DVD only.
I mean, it's a Christmas staple for sure.
It is, and I guess for it being a family movie, definitely has some raunchy scenes in there. But I like I said, I've always seen it as a Lampoon's movie because we watched European Vacation. We had there's a European Vacation, the Wally World one. We had previous ones that I just saw them as Chevy Chase vehicles. I didn't see them as these, I guess, wholesome family movies. But well, here we go. Here's the old station wagon. I guess in this scene they're driving on a Colorado highway. They're out in Summit County, like just west of Denver. So for those of you who think they're in Illinois, they are not. The Griswolds are not. Chevy Chase is an underrated
I was just gonna
singer.
ask, like, is he actually singing these in this movie?
Yeah, I think so. He belts it out. He's got some of the.
She's great.
What's her name? Beverly D'Angelo. For the longest time, I didn't know that she was married to Al Pacino. Hoo-ah! Scarface.
Couple.
Yeah. Front wheel. Nice.
Now, is this his cocaine years, or?
I mean, I think all but with the last, 10 have maybe been his cocaine years. But yeah, I would say he was heavy in the early 80s with the with SNL, and then Caddyshack and Fletch and all those other movies. But yeah, this is late 90s, late 80s. I think he's definitely still dipping and dabbling. This truck, actually, a piece of trivia, is the truck that Kurt Russell used in the movie Overboard. So this is Kurt Russell's work truck from Overboard. And we're going to see more than a few things that have been used in previous movies that they've recycled for National Lampoons. This is one of my favorite lines that comes here. Not quite yet. Eat my rubber. Oh. This pretty much summarizes most of the driving whenever I'm driving in Colorado highways. It's just like you always run into somebody that you want to murder.
Just pure anxiety.
Whatever, Russ.
Now, please do not dash all of my Hollywood dreams. I'm a firm believer in not finding out too many details of behind the scenes.
I mean, you might have to plug your ears on some of this stuff.
I do have to tell him to stop giving me details.
Pretty deep. Yeah, she won't let me give her some of the info on some of these backstories on movies, so I have to keep it to myself. But there's going to get a lot belted out through this one. Now here comes another scene here that, as a kid, made me think it could actually happen, that you could legitimately fit under a semi-truck and, ride along with it, but...
I mean, because of this, and then also,
there have been times I've seen on the highway, I think I could have made it.
Well, what's the Vin Diesel movies?
The Fast and Furious?
It's like a legitimate fear of what could happen on the highway if you're ever in a sticky situation.
Or Final Destination kind of shit? That's...
yeah.
So yeah, granted, both people have to be in sync with the speed, but
some pretty great driving though.
Oh yeah, I guess the drafting and the save some gas mileage, but putting your family in danger, what's the options weighing out? Another airborne station wagon.
Oh, I guess I didn't realize that happened
back in the first one, in the Wally World Vacation. I'm trying to think if he does it in the other cars. Did he do it in Vegas Vacation? Did a car?
Papa Giorgio
from Yuma.
Cars.
It's not like an actual trail. They're just digging their own. My dad tried doing that one time. He tried to say, let's go get our own tree out in the country, and we shot it down pretty quick. Mom put her foot down pretty quick on that.
I could see that.
He was gung-ho about it, too. Like, he had his gear on. And my mom's like, nah, it's not happening. We're going to Dylan's down the street.
Hey, I mean, we got ours from Whole Foods last year, so...
That's true.
A flea market this year.
I mean, far from a Griswold.
Yeah.
Going out and get... So that Bears hat that he's wearing, I guess, too, is another trivia. He wears his Bears hat in every movie.
Speaking of this tree, can we talk about the Griswold moment we had last year with that Whole Foods tree?
Oh, man. We thought our tree was entirely way too big, and we were right.
Yes.
We brought into our apartment, and it was like scraping our ceiling, and it just bulging.
Old arm measurements before we left.
Yeah, it's like once we got it out, it's like we like lost 3 pieces of furniture when we got rid of it.
Hit the ceilings. Windows,
it's just crooked on the ceiling, just like the Griswolds. Her eyes are frozen. She'll see it later. It's a sweet jacket he's got, though. It's like the Han Solo jacket from Empire Strikes Back. It's so cold.
What? Oh, no.
I kind of wanted to see this scene. I wanted to see them getting down and dirty, getting this tree out roots. That's some serious work right there. Kudos to them. That's some hard work.
It was hard just carrying it up the stairs.
I know. Seeing all the pine needles all over the place. You're just like, sorry, maintenance.
Yeah.
The hallways is
cleaning lady. Where can I give you your Christmas
cluttered
gift?
with them.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. We get good old Margot, and I forget his name, but
Mary Louise Dreyfus?
yo, she's the Margot.
Is that her?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's
The
Tom is his name.
Perm alive.
Oh yeah, she always had that bun. That was early Seinfeld with the bun in front.
Yeah. Well, and what I want to know is, how do they get that hair poof? Like,
you're a hairstylist. You should know.
Sometimes I look at these hairstyles and it's just like, how do you get that? I would love to know if anybody knows.
Why don't you bend over and I'll show you? That's got to be a Chevy Chase joke. Like, he had to just insert that on his own.
I just missed it.
It's a classic. Why don't you bend over and I'll show you?
Oh.
You got a lot of nerve talking to me like that, Griswold. I wasn't talking to you.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, here's our moment. This is a reenactment of what happened last year.
Pure drama.
I love how everyone has like almost no reaction. Like, they expect this from Clark. Like, they expect this was gonna happen. Little full. I didn't know for the longest time. I always thought that his fingers were stuck because, you know, those little ads they would always have in the magazine that you could tear out, or like the perfume stuff that was like kind of sticky.
Stuff that he's tearing out right now.
Yeah. But it's the sap. It's from the tree. It took me forever. So I was such an idiot that it took me forever that that's what it was from.
The little innuendos are the greatest.
I guess the person on the cover of the magazine's the director. What's his name? Jeremiah Cheklik? I don't know. As we've gotten older, this conversation's gotten more real. You know, just being like, okay, our families are going to be together. Let's see how they handle it. Is it going to work? Is it going to happen?
I mean, if you have a hairy upper lip, you should be waxing it.
That's true. It should be called out.
No.
No? Not even under certain lighting?
I mean...
Is his pajamas like little dogs?
Dinosaurs? Dogs?
I just can't sleep in those PJs. What are these called again?
Oh, advent calendars.
That's right.
I was going to try to make you on this year, but it is so tough.
We barely got our countdown clock up. We were 8 days late on that.
And a Christmas tree.
So
next year, maybe?
Oh, yeah. I always wanted the Tasmanian. I think that's what got my mug obsession of getting mugs that are formed into...
You have a mug obsession
creatures,
now?
Yeah. So I got my Boba Fett, my Darth Vader.
All that he puts in the microwave and ruins.
Yeah, hey, it actually looks pretty cool now.
That it does. This
guy was a total character actor, early 90s too. He was in, a bunch of sitcoms, Freaks and Geeks. He was a dad. I forgot the kid's name, but he was a dad, cool dad who was cheating on his wife. So I was seeing him a bunch, but kind of faded out. I kind of find it hard to imagine getting a pool in Illinois, like with the weather.
In the middle of winter, but how much was his Christmas bonus? We need to figure out...
I think like 10 G's at least.
Can you get a pool for 10 G's?
I mean, depending on what his bonus was, I don't know if they say the exact amount, what it is, what he's expecting, but we'll see. Another Bill Murray brother, Brian Doyle Murray. He, in the first movie, on vacation, he was one of the check-in clerks at one of the hotels they stayed in. I think it was one of the tents or something like that. He was one of them, and then now he's his boss, his asshole boss. Another classic series of lines that I use here. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Kiss my ass. Kiss his ass. Happy Hanukkah. One thing I did like about 80s and 90s movies really made cities perfectly embody Christmas.
And the music was great too.
Yeah. In Home Alone, it was a John Hughes type thing, I think.
Department store shopping.
Chris Columbus, these guys, they know what they're doing in regards to setup. Yeah, it's just they know how to set that ambience with the city and the season. My dad, no matter when we watch this movie, he'll always lose his shit when he watches this part.
What does he say?
Huh?
What does he do?
Oh, listen.
Your dad?
No, my dad just loves this part.
Oh, he loves the part.
Hooter.
Your dad always laughs.
Oh, he just loses it. Hysterical.
I know what you meant by losing it.
We can't get through the scene without hearing it. We can't hear the scene without hearing him. And knowing Chevy Chase, he probably had some fun with this girl. Do you think? He's pretty heavy-headed at this point in time.
I have no comment.
No comment on Chevy Chase's external affairs.
No. Who knows?
We've all been there, tripping over our words, trying to just get through that conversation.
Every day.
That's my name.
Oh, shit.
And this is a kid, I forget, he's on Big Bang Theory.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it took me forever to figure that out, too. I'm probably
Gordon? No.
No, I don't watch the show. Sorry
Yeah.
for those who do watch it. But I just remember that's who this guy is. This lot. This is the same lot that
No, I don't want to hear it.
the back lot, the middle, some other shows. There's a house next to him we're going to talk about later too.
I may have to exit the room. The middle is one of my favorite shows. I do not want to hear any background secrets.
This is the crucial time when you know your freedom has ended. The family's here. You have to entertain.
The doorbell rings.
The doorbell's ringing. Cousins are here.
The dog barking
Aunts,
and then pulling into
uncles.
the driveway.
Conversations you don't want to have. Conversations that go on too long.
Eating
Awkward
way
ones.
too much.
Yeah. It all starts.
A great series of hats, by the way.
Oh yeah. That is true. I never noticed how.
All 4 of them show up in wonderful hats.
He's got his driving hat. She's got her little winter cap.
I kind of want to bring back the vintage shop
I think
hats.
the other
from
grandpa's
day.
they got the fedora. She's got the the hoity-toity, the fedora. Yeah. Oh, my aunt used to have glasses like those.
Those are great.
The huge lenses.
The pearls.
Juliette Lewis. That's who it is. It only took 22 minutes. That's who it is. Take advantage, go outside, put up the lights. Yep. You start to realize why guys end up spending more time outside doing stuff. Where do I start? Ugh, the worst.
Ugh.
My dad would definitely get up on the ladder, have to string it up to him, and we always did it like 2 weeks before. It was never right, like enough time that it was still kind of warm.
Another great hairdo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, again, how?
This is some sweet late 80s, early
Teasing
90s
action.
fashion. Yeah. Look around. Nope. All right. We're good.
How can he not be injured? No way. A finger would come off, like...
Yeah, it's a miracle.
Chin would hit.
Clark is he's escaped death multiple
Indestructible.
times. Yeah.
Invincible.
The 2 old men sleeping next to each other. God, that doesn't happen every time.
In their plaid.
Yeah. Every time you
In
get
their
your
plaid, on the plaid.
old uncles or grandpas together, who's snoring the loudest.
But dictate the TV.
Yeah. I was watching that. No, you've been asleep for 36 minutes.
Always the Westerns. Is that really like how you put it up?
Honestly, I don't know because
All right,
that's something I always was like.
Do
You think you would need a little
like,
more powerful of a stapler, like an industrial stapler of some sort, if that is a thing. And then you got all those staples are gonna be stuck in your house.
Yeah.
Like you got to rip them out. We use hooks. Like we had hooks that hung off our gutter, and so you would hook the lights into those.
Yeah, because that just seems dangerous.
And, us city folk, we don't put up lights over, so I don't have no idea.
We barely got a Christmas tree.
Yeah. It took me long enough to wrap around the railing outside in the balcony. I almost had to get a blueprint for that.
It did take you a few days.
Hey, it was a little tricky.
You had to see the vision.
Yeah. It was my artistic vision need to come alive.
Another great prayer. No, more of like a crimp, maybe?
She's desperately looking for those cigarettes.
Hers?
Yeah, her stress cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
Just a sweet sweater, though.
I was just going to say that. Both of their sweaters are superb.
Oh, we got a visitor. Whoosh! This is me helping my dad in a nutshell. And drop. Yep. Exhausted effort. Every time. God, he did some work in one day. It's a pretty good organization for how long that line is.
Well, what he really should have done... Oh, is he starting from the top?
I mean, I think he's zigzagging.
Oh, zigzag.
But how does that work the way he just did that? Like, well, shouldn't he be going down and up?
Yeah, I was thinking you'd go long ways and go back and forth. Oh, no.
Oh, no. He's like, I got this. I got this. Oh. Starving. Pretty sweet setup.
What was that?
It's a stereo. I never knew what it was for the longest time either. It's a stereo.
Oh, very sleek.
I don't know, Margot. This house is actually the same house that they used for
Encino Man?
Not Encino Man, it's for Lethal Weapon, the Lethal Weapon movies. It was the Murtaugh family. So for those who are Lethal Weapon fans, you just witnessed another interior shot of the Murtaugh family house. No Murtaugh on the toilet, though. My mom is incapable of doing the drum roll, so she does it like she just did. That sinking feeling. All that work. Right in front of the parents is the worst. Yeah. They're just shitting. They were already shitting on him before. Now they're shitting on him even more.
I get confused. Whose parents?
The one with the martini, that's her parents, and the one walking up to him is his.
Okay.
So her family's a little more hoity-toity, a little more upper class. His dad, mom and dad are, white collar or blue collar. See, it was always pretty easy fix for my family because we didn't do the whole wraparound and like all up and down like he did. We just did the one line right across the border of our house.
Classic.
That was it.
My dad just threw them up in the tree.
Like the bushes. This is one.
But I remember it being the bottom half of the tree, like middle to bottom half. I will give him credit; it was middle. And then the bows on the light poles.
Yeah. I mean, even when I was putting up the lights outside, I was like, man, imagine putting us on a whole house. No wonder my dad was like, this is going on the border and that's it. So, yeah, I can feel his pain. All that work. Grandpa checking out the sassy.
Creep.
Having to share a bed with your sibling.
No way would that happen. I'd be pushed to the floor in no time flat.
Unfortunately, my sister and I were forced a few times.
Or you go head to feet. It was never head to head.
Nah, we just turned around and don't touch me. Somebody would snore or somebody would hit the other person while sleeping. These grandpas are really getting their fix in. The other grandpa's looking at the Sassy magazine. This one, he's checking out the poster over the bed here. I think it's which poster is it? Okay.
Look at that supermoon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Probably an effect of some sort, but it looks great. Clark working overnight, trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah, the attic part's pretty good.
You need to get some pajamas like that.
I mean, they look comfy, I guess.
This part. As somebody who hits their head way too much. That would be a black eye.
Oh, you'd be out for days.
Sure. Concussion. No way this scene would be possible.
A piece of trivia too. This present was 1983 from Clark to what's his wife? I can't think of her name right now. But
Gloria?
No. But that it was dated 1983. That was when the first movie was. So it kind of plays back into he had it in the first movie 1983 when they were married and he accidentally left it up there. Grandpa and those back pills. Grandpa says, you always gotta go with Grandpa saying, especially when he's on a rant like that.
Oh, yeah.
Classic slapstick comedy, can't go wrong.
My grandpa took me to a haunted mansion for my first communion dinner.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm. How was that dinner? Did you see any ghosts?
I was mortified. I was also like, what are you, like 7?
Ellen. I don't know why Ellen slipped my
Ellen.
mind. I've seen this movie
Gloria
1,000
was
times.
close.
So close. Oh, you think? I honestly think that house that they almost drove by over there
Don't tell me.
was the house in the middle.
No.
I think, if I'm not wrong, I think they're about turn that corner right there in front of the house.
If you figure out that piece of trivia, do not tell me.
I mean, so many shows and movies have been shot in this back lot.
I mean, but they're just so magical.
Yeah, they are. And it's crazy how they could. This is California, obviously, so they're making this look like the winter time. And I mean, I always, I just felt cold looking at the set, so they did a great job. Now, I always asked, why didn't he just crawl through that hole, make it a hole a little bit bigger, crawl down it?
Maybe he got sentimental.
Yeah. Gets the hat out.
It's Clark. He's having fun.
the pink gloves.
Now, I mean, whose stuff is that? Does it say?
I don't know, and I think it's got to be maybe an aunt or uncle, or because it's some of their home videos. But this is Christmas '59. I mean, that's his. I think his parents' home videos that he kept, and so he keeps them like, I'm sure someday I'll take my home videos from my parents and I'll hold on to them or convert them or do whatever
when they're like elderly.
Yeah, and so. He probably, his parents' home videos he took for himself to watch, I guess, at a perfect time like this. And this was something as a kid I didn't really kind of appreciate, watching your home videos after you're not seeing, and especially having your family around. It makes things extra sentimental. So
realizing you were a little shit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, I was a little shit. That was because my mom wasn't around to keep me in line that one vacation.
Just going around bugging everybody.
Yeah, my mom kept me in check for sure. Yeah, so watching these home videos, you just start getting a little... he starts crying, he starts getting all emotional, so... Yeah.
Bad wig. Oh, maybe it's theirs.
Oh, yeah, it
Their
is.
Stuff.
It is. And the other thing, why is he sitting around the door? He's crazy.
Seriously.
And he had to have fallen right on her.
How
You'd think he would
have
crushed her.
Again, another concussion.
Yeah, look at these running. Good old 80s workout gear. Evian, the Fuji or whatever, the expensive water of the late 80s, early 90s. Sparky. I like how they always kept that in too. That was always like her little pet name for him.
I mean,
Sparky.
couples have their pet names.
Yeah, this is great that they kept that like throughout all of them. Though. They never. Sometimes some movies just kind of get lazy. This one they kind of kept that in there.
I will have to say, I love here how she doesn't glorify that she found the switch. It's like she flips it and
I don't know. Yeah, she obviously she does figure out that.
Yeah.
That
it's like a
flipping
silent
that switch
victory.
is the right one. Because it's always like every house has that switch that like for some reason is in charge of like a weird outlet on the opposite side of the house. So you're like, oh god, the lamp won't work. Go flip on the switch in the garage, and now the lamp will work in the living room. I don't know why houses like in the 80s and 90s were built that way. I feel like my house has one of those. I'm sure other houses I've been in definitely had that situation.
Mine didn't.
Yours didn't?
No.
I thought you said no, you didn't. I'm like, are you calling me out?
Yes, liar. Yeah, see, she switched it. Silent victory.
Mm-hmm. Well, she doesn't know. He's draining everybody's. The emergency auxiliary. Oh, it's the mom.
Oh, it's the mom. Oh.
Yeah, but she goes in there. Ellen goes in there eventually. And she figures it out. Next to that giant pile of
okay, so now
plugins.
it comes with the wires.
When he comes like...
Victory!
Yeah. The almighty. Which I've tried on my own so many times to try to get outlets to just connect that way.
What, and it didn't work? Or
I just didn't line up, and I just like jammed one into my hand. Jesus Christ, I guess. It almost looks like behind our Christmas tree right now. Those sockets. He goes down like a bag of potatoes. The frustration just starts building. She's like, wait a second. I guess during this part, as he's punching him, he breaks his pinky. Or he kicks him, and Chevy Chase.
Light bulb.
Yeah, right there. I'd always tried that. Never worked.
One day.
But yeah, he broke his pinky finger while punching the good old Santa, but they just kept on shooting. Good old classic movie scene.
I mean, what would you do if you had a neighbor like Clark?
I don't know. I'd probably be like, yeah, like her right now. Just be like, oh god.
I mean, I think I'd be moving out of the neighborhood.
Yeah, it'd be tough. Tough to deal with. He's just basking in the glory right now.
Sandwiches his wife. Look at her.
She's just squeezed in there. Nice. Ellen's like, yep.
Well, why doesn't she move?
See, his parents and everyone loving it, and then her parents like, the blinky ones aren't blinking, Clark.
His comb over is great.
Hell yeah, that's prime.
It's pretty bad. What's her name? Rivers? No, her.
Her?
Yeah.
She's the mom from
Golden Girls?
No, Everybody Loves Raymond.
Oh, Raymond. But what's her name?
I forget her name. She's hilarious, though. She was in Grandma's Boy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Art. Like, damn it, Art. You had to have all shit you had to, that's what you come up with. Now we got Cousin Eddie. Randy Quaid, who plays Cousin Eddie, said that he based a lot of his characteristics off a guy that he knew growing up in Texas years before. So he's just doing, I guess, an impression of an old friend at this point.
No, it's just Cousin Eddie. That's just him.
That's him. He pulls it off perfectly. I think if you didn't see Randy Quaid in anything else, you just assume this is Randy Quaid. Which, if you have recently, yeah, pretty much.
She is really cute.
Kind of looks like a Emma Watson, like a young Emma Watson, Hermione.
I need to take. Oh yeah, another Hermione. Yeah.
The dog was clean last scene. Now he's just like shit all over him.
He's like fluffy.
He's snot. So always that family member. Either shows up unexpectedly or you're just praying it's not going to show up, and they do. Cousin Eddie. I don't know. Let's say I'd throw the kids in the house and, get the RV to yourself after traveling with kids all this time. Oh, man. Playing their night in front of everybody. Wait, did they not see the RV parked next to them when he was pulling up and getting out?
Pulling up, clunking.
It's like the old Jurassic Park. Did they not see the T-Rex? It's like the good old Jurassic Park plot hole. Did they not see the T-Rex walking in to save him at the end there? I saw one of those little spinny things at the antique mall the other day, and I reenacted to my sister. I sent her a video of me just destroying it like they do in here.
Did you really?
I'm not destroying it, but like the fans fell off. You're like, oh god, you're offended.
Have, do not touch signs on things. That was our cat last year. I'm still looking for some of those glasses.
The moose glasses?
Yes.
Like eggnog? Were you a big eggnog fan? I never had eggnog.
No. Hot chocolate.
Anything that I have to consume as a drink and has egg in it, it just doesn't sound appetizing.
Raw egg?
I don't know. I asked Dylan the other day, actually. I'm like, what's eggnog? He's had it, but he doesn't like drink it. And I've never like outright had it.
Can we just say the best thing about Cousin Eddie right now is that his turtleneck is only just the neck.
He's cut off the sleeves. You could see it.
I mean, he cut off the sleeves. He cut off everything. Like
it's like a chest thing. It cuts off at his pecs.
Is that
oh my
a legit
god
thing or?
That is awesome. I never realized that.
And he's pretty buff. Look at his triceps under
there.
Yeah,
he's built.
Is that what those are right here?
Yeah.
These things. These.
Good old Randy Quaid. This is. That's exactly what I was like. Oh shit.
Look at that classic glass.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great outfit.
Just pulls the turtleneck over his head and the sweater vest over the top.
Pure genius. Think about interchangeable.
Oh, yeah.
If he wasn't wearing white.
God, I never noticed.
Yeah. A little observant Sally over here.
Yeah. So I was trying to send my sister. Ugly as sin.
RV.
Thanks to Spaceballs, I always thought Winnebagos were like the standard for RVs, even though they kind of are. I thought that was what you called all RVs were Winnebagos, but
that's not the case.
No, it's a brand. Yeah, mind blower. And there's another thing they kept in all these movies is Clark has always been like this with his company where he does like these food preservatives things where like they just try to make sure they can figure out food to make it last longer forever.
Yeah. Or what I don't like in these movies too is they make the weekends feel like they're really long. That's just not the case in adult life. Like probably works like 1 minute.
Well, how long has his family been with him? Because I thought they were watching the Thanksgiving parade. And then they're going to be around for Christmas? So they're going to be around for a month? Jesus, no wonder they're all like freaking out before they came. And of course, he's got to go back to work. He's not like taking like 3 weeks off to entertain his family. And that's stressful even more when you got to like have family in town and work and like juggle your schedules. You get the asshole boss who's doesn't even give a shit about the gift you brought him.
Anybody. Another Colorado scene?
More than likely.
Wolf Creek Pass, maybe?
Maybe. This is probably one of my favorite scenes in this movie. And I never got that little piece of thing that little piece of advice when he was saying his company created this product. I just thought he was just putting on Pam. Maybe? Well, no. I just thought he was putting on Pam or something. I was like, well, how would it make it that much extra slick? But his company makes these special products, so they made this extra super slick product. So that's why
meant for this.
Basically, exactly.
No, it's meant for baking.
Yeah, or like just other things to make slick, not maybe going down a hill on a saucer, a metal saucer. I think they mentioned cousin Eddie's plate in his head at every movie as well. They got a lot of running gags that keep in these movies, which is good. He always
has exceptional shoes.
The white Gators or whatever they are.
Doesn't he have it in Vegas too?
Yeah.
So Carlos and I actually had an experience of this sledding on ice a couple years ago. It's quite fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Oh. There's already 2 Colorado ski deaths this year that he would definitely.
Oh yeah, that's a Sonny Bono waiting to happen.
Oh yeah.
Through the Mountains is the best one too. Why you gotta bail at some point. And then the Walmart that you've seen here is basically a kind of little throwback because Wally World was the first movie, and Walmart at this point in time has been to common folk everywhere say Wally World before they go to Walmart at this late 90s. I remember my parents always say, let's go to Wally World. So that's kind of their subtle tie-in on that. He already put the deposit down too. I think that's why he's freaking out because he needs to rest.
I always forget that he steals his boss or kidnaps.
Yeah, and why it all leads up to this. This is the reason it all leads up to, because he's been expecting this bonus for a while now. So he's already, which is his fault. He put a deposit down on something he hasn't had the money for yet.
You don't spend money you don't have. Exactly.
And so he's in a tight spot, which, honestly it's a reality. Some movies make Christmas time such a stress free, holly, merry time, but people are going through real stuff, behind the scenes. Even though they're look like they're having a great time, there's some realities happening. Mm-hmm. Of course, Cousin Eddie would be there. He's invited.
In the flippers.
He should have been wearing the turtleneck. Yeah, that's the same girl from the department store. Clark Griswold does a lot of fantasizing as well throughout these movies. Lots of daydreaming.
Every daydream.
Yeah.
Everyone a
daydream. Like on the highways, he was daydreaming about the chick coming up to him. But these are real. These things happen. Oh man, I don't think I remember her showing that much skin. Yeah, I don't think I remember her showing that much skin. Maybe that's because they cut it out in the TBS version or the ABC version back in the day.
TNT. Is it still a channel?
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
We haven't had cable.
For those who, we haven't had cable for 4 years, so. Oh, and it's like that scene from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I mean, he's wearing that red robe, so you could see why she was confused. I always wonder why she yelled that at him.
What'd she yell?
She yelled, Santa?
Oh. Nah, she should know.
Eddie doesn't give them anything. Yeah, see, she looks like a little Hermione.
I can buy it.
Harry.
Everybody go listen to Harry Potter on tape. It's great.
Makes you feel bad. Definitely. Cool guy Clark, keeping the kids' spirit alive.
Something you would do.
Definitely. You don't want to lose their spirit so quick, because then it's inevitable they're going to stumble upon the truth at some point.
Did you ever search for your gifts?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But I only found the gifts that I knew my parents were giving me. I never found the gifts that, like, I got from Santa, quote unquote. So, like...
Oh, you got two?
Well, my mom would wrap my gifts, like the shoe she got from me, like I knew were there from my parents, like in actual wrapping paper. And then the gifts that we got from Santa were wrapped in, like brown construction paper. Mm-hmm. So it looked like it was, like, wrapped from, like, someone different or from the North Pole or something like that. Yeah. Which was cool. My mom differentiated, like, for us kids. My aunt did that with my cousin. So, like, when we had our Christmas together down in Texas, we had our Power Ranger Christmas. We had, like, I remember walking out, there's nothing but piles of, brown construction paper. So, definitely liked to keep my spirit alive until 5th grade. I think that was it. 5th grade.
You were probably 15.
Nah, 5th grade. Saw my mom bringing in the bike. I heard something, walked out to the back door. Saw my mom trying to get the bike in. She was getting the bike in because my dad came in hungover. He was drunk the night before and he was too hungover to go out and get the bike. So my mom had to go out and get the bike and haul it inside as my Santa gift. And that was the bike that I used to ride to school, 5th and 6th grade.
Thank you, Santa.
Mm-hmm.
You would have found out that year.
Oh, yeah. It was, I think I was a little late, a year later, 2 years late at that one. Shitter was full. I'd be scared too if I saw a man like that outside at my house.
I mean, surely the HOA would come knocking.
Clark in that sweet Blackhawks jersey with his name on the back. I've seen a few guys walking around theme parks with that. We saw him at Disney. Remember we saw that guy with the Griswold jersey?
Oh, I feel like every time
if I was going to wear a jersey, I'd get a Griswold jersey for sure.
Yeah. You can custom make anything these days.
Yeah. So much food for that damn dog. It's a giant aisle out in the open for dog food.
I mean, how did he not realize his light bulbs were broken?
They're crushed.
The ignorance of Clark.
Oh man, they got the Cabbage Patch Kids.
$31.
Damn. I don't remember them being that expensive. She rock them
Probably
out.
Like $60 these days.
Yeah. He whips out the list here. This is just a surprise, Clark. Squeezing him all hard, cracking his bones.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah. Starting with Catherine, got this list here.
If it's not too much.
They made it.
I do love Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
She reminds me of my little old lady neighbor.
Yeah.
Did you ever meet her?
Yeah, I did. Fortunately.
Dressed to the nines.
Mm-hmm.
People don't do that these days.
I guess when they were filming this scene of these two arriving, there was a minor earthquake that they had to close down shoot for a little bit, but you can almost see a little shaking in the background. Yeah. Maybe some aftershocks. But yeah, actual earthquake happened during the filming of this scene. Ellen's got a pretty revealing shirt there with that little...
I didn't see.
You didn't see it? I always thought so. I was like, oh man, she's rocking the cleavage. Hello, everybody. She pecked her cat. Jello. It's lime. I mean, we've all tried it. We've all gone too far by getting that item in the house that probably wasn't quite fit to be given to somebody else.
A Jello mold?
Yeah. I mean, you could get away with it when you're that old. Maybe she's playing them. Maybe she's like that old that she knows she can get away with it. Like, when I'm older, I'm going to steal stuff, I always say.
No, don't steal stuff. Just play people like that. Like,
but you just think that they just think you're nuts when really you're just fucking with them. You're just like,
do not steal.
Here's my cat and here's a Jello mold. Oh, actually, I don't need to make anything because a Jello mold is also food.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'll just do what my grandparents did and bring back the bond system.
The bonds, yeah.
Yeah.
Give them shit that is not really in use anymore. The blessing. I try to use this whenever people ask me to do the blessings anywhere. Little pledge allegiance. Best part's Eddie gets up.
I mean, really, some people's family dinners have to be like this.
Yeah, it's like a Norman Rockwell type dinner with Clark with the sweater. But you got to know this thing's overcooked at some point. I do not. Do people still cut the turkey at the table anymore? Is that a thing?
I've never.
We've always cut it like before. Like it was done, we cut it and then
My
served
dad's
it to
the master
everybody.
carver. How dare anybody else touch it?
That's true. Why are you crying? Just a little dry.
That's probably how I would like to eat it.
There's the heart.
Crispy.
Everyone's just gnawing on these hard ass pieces.
Gross.
I mean, at that point, do you try to order pizza? Do you try to make something else? Or you just try to make the
for
person
fucking
feel better?
Chinese.
The
Chinese.
I mean, you got to make the person who just made the mistake feel better about themselves by not ditching their meal.
Either that, or I mean, what's the classic take on it? Why can't anybody just go vegetarian?
And eat mashed potatoes only?
I'd make it work.
Yeah.
You eat the mashed potatoes, you eat the green beans, you get an extra roll, dig into a little bit more side salad, and then more room for dessert.
Yeah. I feel like turkey they need to like, because ham is good. I'm all for ham.
Ham.
You can't really fuck up ham too much. The funny thing is, too, we totally used to have cat food like that for our cats. Exactly like that. I'm afraid Stella's going to do that to our lights one of these days. She's going to be gnawing on it. We're going to see a sparked kitty. Are you serious, Clark? Eddie just falls for it. Give me a little bit more of the yellow.
Good.
And don't get stingy on me. Cousin Eddie's got some pretty classic lines throughout this whole series. I will have to say you
do quote him a lot.
I seriously do.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Cousin Eddie I use in my daily life, and I used to give me a little bit of the yellow from Vegas Vacation a lot.
I mean, you're a pretty funny guy, but half of your stuff.
This bread pudding is extra runny tonight.
What's that from?
It's Vegas Vacation, another classic.
Why are they the ones?
Yeah, I was going to say it should be Eddie. Sure. See, look at her shirt. You see how big? It's quite the opening for a Christmas shirt.
I mean, it is Hollywood.
I mean, but this is considered a family get together. I'm not against it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not telling her she should go put a sweater on. I'm just saying, Ellen's getting out there. Oh, here we go. Every cat owner's worst nightmare. My sister refuses to watch this part.
She would.
She's like, fast forward it. Fast forward it.
It's too close to
if she happens to catch it, she's like, oh,
does she put any lights on her trees?
Hmm?
Does she put any lights on her trees?
I don't know.
We'll have to ask.
I think she has to. She had to nix that when you have 4 cats. Nothing happened. Nothing to see here, folks.
Spinning the ball.
Eddie's still rocking the 70s suits as well.
Ah, the shoes.
It's clearly 10, 15 years after.
I mean, it's sharp. Fits him decently well.
Yeah. And I never, as a kid, never put it together that him putting all his sewage in there mixed with the gases and start creating all this funk.
You never did?
I was pretty naive watching movies as a kid. I was just like, oh, that's funny. Never paid attention to plot details or actual things I needed to be paying attention to.
How is everybody so calm?
I mean, what's the matter with you? The old switcheroo. I mean, with how big that damn tree was, it should have ignited the entire neighborhood.
Or anything else that was flammable in the air.
That's true. they named the package guy Speedball Delivery in reference to the speedballs that John Belushi supposedly did before he died.
Why?
I don't know. That was part of the trivia.
It?
That was legitimately in the trivia.
Where did you find this trivia?
This is IMDb. This is like official. I officially did little work. The Christmas bonus. To open in front of your family, like, you don't want to know what your bonus is going to be from your family. Even if you know you're getting a bonus, you just never know. Clark, oh man, putting the wagon before the horse, Clark. You got to make sure you open that thing up first. What are you thinking? Especially with the type of asshole boss you got. I'd at least go into the bathroom and open it. Be like, I'm gonna go upstairs. And then just lays out all his potential downfall. Minus Eddie. I know that, Eddie. Just transition into hysteria. Jelly of the Month Club. Of course, Eddie. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Yeah, right.
I mean, I would love a good subscription box. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, yeah, it's Jelly of the Month, whatever. But I guess when you're expecting thousands of dollars to cover a check that you can't exactly, you don't have the money for, is, but you think you just call them and cancel and just eat like maybe a cancellation fee? Yeah, maybe a portion 500? Of it, cancellation fee, and then that's it. You don't have to get the, you don't have to get the pool. I think Chevy Chase is just reciting everything he heard about himself on set. And I guess I never heard in the speech right there that he said his boss lived on Melody Lane, so that's how Eddie knows where to go.
You didn't hear that?
Nah. Yeah, see? Missed so much.
You did.
Good talk. They drinking margaritas on Christmas Eve.
But I forgot about this part. Like, at what point do they have a confrontation?
Oh, it happens. He's just gone overboard at this point. He's lost it.
He has lost it. Christmas crazy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but we've witnessed all the things that can lead to a stressful Christmas, and it's all happened to poor Clark. It's a snowball effect, literally.
All it takes for me is like a shopping list of 5.
Yeah, I mean, he's endured a lot, and it's finally hit the tipping scale at this point. I guess this is some sort of callback to It's a Wonderful Life. The null post or whatever. And that's all I can say about that. Like as Forrest Gump would say.
And that's that?
That's all I got to say about that.
Oh.
Forrest Gump.
That's another one we watched around the holiday growing up.
You watched Forrest Gump for the holidays?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. I mean, I guess it did have Christmas and New Year's at points of it, yeah. Such a heart-wrencher.
Mm-hmm.
She hears it. You wouldn't hear a dump truck. And there's another reason to add to our list is why we shouldn't get a real tree.
I was just going to say, another like full-blown nightmare situation that this has created. I've heard of snakes living in trees, black widows. Take precaution, people.
Yeah, snakes,
I mean, what do you do,
spiders.
vacuum your tree?
Shake that bitch out. Oh! Another good scene in my house that gets a good laugh from everybody.
We found a frog in our house once, and that's how I was.
Oh, yeah. Calling me at work.
No, you were there.
What, no, you called me one time. You had a frog in the house. She's doing a good job. Classic. My dad do that all the time. Screen my name. I was right next to him. Right here, Dad. Right here.
Right here.
Got backup. The aunt, she has no idea, nor does she not care. He pushes his mom over. Classic George Costanza move.
How does he not tell him that it's on his back, not on his back?
Ugh. This one probably hurts the worst. Yeah, seeing that shelf go down. Oh yeah, here's the confrontation you're looking for.
Is before or after Seinfeld?
I think this is like right before,
Yeah,
or like at the beginning of it.
Sounds pretty young. Oh, yeah.
Gone. I love he doesn't really wait for her outside. He just goes back inside and reads a newspaper while she's confronting the neighbor. Mm-hmm. It's probably the appropriate response. Right. You're a loony, Clark. I think she's right. I think at that point, just let everybody go.
I mean, how far is everybody's home? Do they have to go sit in an airport, or?
Yeah, it's true. I think they drove because he was talking about parking cars earlier. So
if they are in town, then why are they staying at their house?
Yeah, if they're within a few hours, you could easily just left days ago. But they were watching. It seems like they've been there for a month.
Yeah,
because they were there watching the Thanksgiving parade.
And maybe it was another parade at the time. We don't know.
I don't know. I feel like what other... I mean, I'm sure there are other parades, but I feel like that was a pretty big one. But yeah. I mean, even if they've been there for a few days to a week or so, they should just go home. Cut their losses.
Come back.
Yeah, come see me after New Year's. He's getting wasted at the Christmas parties. You wonder who's who's mixing it up at the family get-togethers.
Always me.
Who's boozing, toking, popping, all of the above. Good old Eddie coming with his present.
And a bow.
Kicks him in the ass is the best part too. The wind up too. Then they got 2 fireplaces.
What? Plates were. Where is Eddie from?
Kansas. It's
what part?
I forget. Like maybe I think it was Western Kansas. No, I think they stopped out in Western Kansas in the first movie. It's crazy that Bill Murray's brother would be in this movie because Bill Murray and Chevy Chase famously didn't get along on Caddyshack a couple years before. So I wonder.
I mean, would you turn down a paycheck?
No, but I'm sure Chevy Chase has some influence on who was casted in certain roles. Wonder if he held a grudge against the Murray family.
Doesn't seem so.
Getting a stare down. Really needs some music.
Well, I was just going to say, what an asshole if you go from like $10,000 to nothing.
Yeah. It's a lot. It was like a lot of money, sound like, cutting it out. So let's say he was getting $10,000. Then he adds what? $2,000? So he gets $12,000 instead of 10. I mean, was that feintable? Is that something you should be? Unless his bonuses are like 50,000, and then you're starting to look into some extra change there for sure. But what bonuses are that high for a food preservative?
A lot of corporate bonuses.
I guess so. I mean, I don't know. Shit.
I mean, you sell your soul to the corporate life, but you get good Christmas bonuses.
The Christmas bonus. I just remember watching that on TV, and they always dubbed it over, and her mouth would keep moving, but she would just say, "Open the door," but her mouth would just be. I was like, what else is she saying? It's pretty dramatic. You think they just like break a door down? They don't even break the door down. They walk through the door. And they break everything else to get in.
And why would she be there?
I mean, I guess elite people get to do that thing, that kind of stuff. I guess Beverly D'Angelo improvised the grabbing Chevy Chase's crotch in this scene, which is classic.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting it from all angles.
Uh-huh.
Which I guess, is it considered a Christmas bonus if you get it after Christmas but before the end of the new year?
I mean, he was supposed to get it 2 days ago, I think, is what the guy said.
Yeah, because, I mean, wouldn't people be using... I mean, granted, I'm not going to turn down money or be mad at getting extra money. I'm just saying a lot of people will probably be looking to use that money for presents or,
It doesn't work that way.
You don't think? Like most bonuses, usually people are giving out before Christmas?
No, at like Christmas holiday parties.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know the bonus game.
Yeah.
You would think they'd try to give it to you like the week before Christmas so you can like splurge on the last thing before. Or they want to wait till the absolute last minute.
Well, and bonuses are also dispersed throughout the year. When a lot of times you like sign a contract and it's like you get X amount of bonuses.
That's true.
So it's like added into your salary.
Well, shit, 20% on top of whatever bonus you could get. I can't complain.
Yeah.
There's Eddie with the salute.
And a good American tribute again.
You know, the guys who just broken all your windows, invite them in for some eggnog and some presents. Protocol. So you guys want to get some hammers and start, boarding up these goddamn windows you smashed for no reason?
You didn't ruin too many secrets tonight.
The what?
You didn't ruin too many secrets tonight.
Yeah, we weren't too bad. If the magic still holds up for you if you watch it again?
Yeah.
I did see the middle house, though.
No, don't tell me that.
I saw it.
It was not it.
I saw it.
If and when you go back and watch it, do not tell me.
Maybe we can see the Griswold house from their house next time we watch the middle. Oh, my God.
Full circle.
All right, well, we made it. We made it to the end, folks. The end of Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo. It's definitely, like I said, it's a Christmas staple for so many people. And I just felt, thanks to everybody who voted for the Twitter poll, because we're watching this because of the Twitter poll. It was between this and Home Alone and I'll Be Home for Christmas.
More respect for, what was the JTT movie?
I'll Be Home for Christmas. That got like 4%. So yeah, no love for the JTT. So I'm glad that we got to watch Christmas Vacation because I'll be watching it again here in like 2 weeks just for Christmas. So it's a staple. So yeah, everybody, I really appreciate you tuning in, listening to Sara and I.
Thank you.
Talk about one of our favorite Christmas movies, and I'm sure yours as well. So yeah, let us know what you think of the commentary. If you want to hear more of these from us, or just from the podcast itself, and we'll see how it goes from there. But if you're listening to this on Christmas, Merry Christmas. If not, time's almost up. Get your presents. Get your lists in. You might get that person you've been looking for. So, but other than that, thanks for tuning into this episode of the Be Kind and Rewind podcast. Make sure you subscribe, like, follow, and rate the podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spreaker, YouTube, and Poop Culture Podcast Network at poopculture.com. And also follow the podcast on the social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Be Kind Rewind Pod for all of your nostalgic needs. So thanks, and be excellent to each other.
What you just heard was a podcast in the Poop Culture Extended Universe. For more great podcasts, make your way to www.poopculture.com.